stakeholders from around the world are currently gathered in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, to commit to this initiative. However, controversy persists. For instance, there is ongoing discussion about Nigeria's delegation size, which ranks third after the United Arab Emirates and Brazil. While the world focuses on a top-down approach to these issues, conversations about what individuals like you and myself could contribute to collectively save this beautiful planet have emerged. Tonight, we will be speaking with someone who has long been making personal efforts with tangible impact to mitigate climate change. Dr. Ibrahim Duba is a Daily Trust columnist and a special advisor to the Niger State Governor on ICT. He is also the CEO and chief tree planter at Duba Grow. This year, he and his colleagues have embarked on an ambitious mission to plant 200 million trees in Nigeria over the next 10 years, aiming to inspire a movement of passionate tree planters across the country. It is a pleasure to have you on the program, Dr. Duba.
Thank you for having me.
Maybe a word or two on the unfortunate incident in Kaduna.
Yeah, it's very, very unfortunate. A terrible mistake by the military. And my condolences to the state government, the community, and the families affected.
And you have seen the videos, audios of victims of the event, you know, while you are watching from the waiting room here. Yes. What do you think government should do to actually save the remaining people in this community?
Well, I think, first of all, one knows that they won't do this deliberately, you know, but still it's very difficult to believe that such a mistake of such magnitude can be committed. You know, they said the bombing happened twice, 30 minutes apart. What kind of a mistake is that? If we are going to use drones, because Daily Trust reported they use drones, other newspapers just say airstrike. If we are going to use drones, then we must use them. It's technology, of course. If they are going to be unmanned, we must use them with caution, with some competence. Because these drones are not something that's innovated today. They've been in use for decades. And we ourselves should be very cautious in using them.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, back to the issue of today. Over 1,400 people in Dubai from Nigeria alone. Is it worth it?
Well, I see people complaining and shouting about the delegation. I think I'm not making excuses for them, but it can be explained. This is a new phenomenon, you know, especially here. And many Nigerians want to participate in the climate space. You can see many state governments now, especially that of Niger State, is leading the pack in implementing green policies that will help in mitigating the crisis that experts have foreseen. And everybody wants to participate. The energy sector, the oil and gas, the agriculture sector, everybody wants to be. So every agency is represented.
The IGP, the Minister of Police Affairs.
Yes, almost everybody, because this has something to do with security too. Because when we talk about sustainability, we're actually talking about three things. You know, the environment itself, the social aspect of it, and the economic aspect of it. So you see, even the commissioners of finance are there, you know, everybody is there because it's all encompassing. So I think we can excuse them for having that kind of zeal and commitment and dedication to go and participate. What we should focus on is that when they go there, all the resolutions, all the learnings, their experience, they should come back and implement them. It shouldn't be a jamboree where they just wasted our money by visiting. When they come back, let us see it's implemented. If they don't implement, then next year we can say don't go.
Theirs is top to bottom.
Yes.
What inspires your own approach, bottom to top? Is that correct?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Mine at 200 million trees, we saw that Africa contributes only 3% to the carbon emission globally, only 3%. But out of the 20 countries in the world most affected by climate crisis, only 4 are not African. What that means is that if the world is going to perish, Africa will die first. It's even worse in Nigeria, where more than half of our forests cover, it's gone. Indeed, why people are very eager and the call for climate action is very urgent is that if we lose 40% of the global forest cover, then we will have reached a point of no return where there is nothing we can do to fix our planet. And we'll be experiencing natural disasters every day, adverse weather events, earthquakes, flooding, droughts, almost every day. So this 40%, we don't want to reach there.
Okay, we don't want to reach the 40%.
Yeah.
At the national level, they are talking about Great Green Wall.
Yes, yes.
They didn't say they will plant 200 million trees.
Yes.
But you, as an individual, of course, you have some people working with you. You said you will plant 200 million trees in the next 10 years.
Yes.
Some people will just laugh at you that you are daydreaming.
Yes.
Is it just a name, or this is what you actually meant?
No, the name 200 million trees comes from the population of Nigeria, and we want to plant a tree for every Nigerian. And we have partners that are willing to help us. We don't have to plant the trees ourselves. We are going to inspire a movement that will plant it. Whenever I post online or I appear anywhere, many Nigerians all over, especially in northern Nigeria, they say, please, how can we volunteer? So I have volunteers almost everywhere, and the number may be big for some
ambitious.
people. Yes, but that's why we
capital intensive.
Yes, we are going to do it in 10 years.
Have you started?
We've started.
How many have you approximately?
So far, we are planting 200,000 seedlings, and we have a technique to multiply each seedling by 10. So the 200,000 seedlings will turn to 2 million seedlings. Then we disperse all over Nigeria. We share them all over Nigeria. Then we teach the beneficiaries, especially schools, because we are planting in schools, to multiply also theirs by 10. So from our calculation, we only need 20,000 schools to be registered. Now, together with our partners, we have up to 1,500 schools that we are partnering with. So if each school plants 2,000 trees every year, we will reach there without any problem. Indeed, one member of my advisory board said that we are going to do double of that. So we are planting 400 million trees instead of 200. So there's a lot of commitment, there's a lot of help.
If you meet somebody on the street, the likelihood is that they don't even know what climate change is about. Is there a correlation between what you are doing and the climate change that every other person, I mean the people in Dubai?
Yes, there is. I understand your concern. If you ask the ordinary person, he doesn't understand. That's why he thinks going there is even wasteful, because the people with the duty to explain to the people are not doing the job well. And probably because they themselves don't understand it. But if I'm going to remove all the jargons, all the fancy words, and bring a very good example closer home, I will talk about Lake Chad. In the 60s, Lake Chad used to sustain 40 million people. In the 4 countries I like to call NNCC, that is Niger, Nigeria, Cameroon, and Chad. the size of Lake Chad then was 26,000 square kilometers. That is 1/3 of Niger State, and probably bigger than the entire FCT, Lake Chad alone. And people were taking their sustenance from livestock. They were keeping, farming, and also irrigation and fisheries. You understand? But now, Lake Chad is less than 2,000 square kilometers. Actually, it's about 1,400 square kilometers.
It has perished.
Yes. Why?
What are the factors? Yes.
Why? Because partly because of this climate change, you know, and because of that, people became very desperate. The crimes that were not prevalent in the communities became very, very common. Highway robbery, banditry, and then when Boko Haram came, they had a ready pool of desperate young people that they could recruit. They said, "We give you 100,000 naira per month, join us," and many people joined them. So, and it's the same thing with the what's called RRC around Uzbekistan, where you have a that was even very larger than that of Lake Chad. But now, because of overconsumption, overuse of the sea, it's almost gone too now. So climate change, if we allow it to continue, is going to affect us. Not only that, if we don't do anything about it, it can kill us. Because if we don't have the crisis in Lake Chad, if Lake Chad remained what it used to be, the problem, the insecurity problem of Boko Haram will have been neater. It won't have carried on this long.
If you see bushfire, you see flood that devastates communities and all that. If you ask the people there, because we are talking about bottom to top,
yes,
they will tell you it's an act of God.
Yes.
How do we reconcile this?
Yes, you see, if you have, because when we talk about tree planting, we actually talk about forests. Because single trees cannot do much. You need to plant forests. And if you plant forests, especially in urban centers, they are going to help a lot. One, they can reduce the city temperature by up to 8 degrees. You understand? Then they can keep groundwater. Why we are having this flooding is because the forest cover is no longer there that will protect communities from the water. And you see, even after the flooding, the water goes away. It's very difficult to reach water because there is no groundwater. And what forests do actually is to 3 things.
In summary, because we're around,
yes.
You know,
they keep the groundwater.
Okay.
And they also improve rainfall. And by doing that, they remedy the soil.
Okay, finally, in less than 30 seconds, please,
Yes.
Doctor, what should government do at the national, state, and local government level to encourage people embrace your initiative and that of others?
Yes, there are many things you can do that are green.
But the time is maybe much.
Yes.
Yeah.
The green, you use green energy, solar, whatever. But when it comes to tree planting, it's a low-hanging fruit.
Okay.
Get every local government to plant a forest. Okay. And it should be food forest because our people are hungry too, so that they can eat from the forest they plant.
All right. Thank you very much. I wish we have more time. Dr. Ibrahim Duba, Special Advisor, Niger State Governor.
I used to be special advisor until a few months ago. I'm no longer
okay, fine. Yes. Well, the chief tree planter
yes.
of 2 million trees.
Yes.
Thank you for coming to the program. We have to have you some other time.
Thank you.
And viewers, that's a wrap on today's package. We sincerely hope you found the conversation engaging and informative. And rest assured that we'll continue to bring you interesting programs day in, day out. Bye-bye for now. I'm Hamza Idris.